He claims to be the hero of his own story, but the paperwork tells a very different tale. This is Case File: The Disturbing Mind of Greg Heffley. We are treating his middle school years as a crime scene. From the way he treats his family to the way he uses his friends, there is a clear trail of breadcrumbs leading to a scary diagnosis. Everyone thinks he is just a mess, and that is putting it lightly. For starters, we have to look at how he treats the one person who actually cares about him: his friend, Rowley Jefferson. Greg Heffley lives in a world where he is the only person who truly matters. To understand this case, we have to look at the most famous piece of evidence in the entire history of his journals. It happened during his time on the safety patrol. Most kids would take that job as a way to help others, but for Greg, it was just a way to get out of class early. But here's the catch. One day, while wearing that orange vest, he decided to chase a group of small kindergartners into a muddy ditch for no reason at all. He terrified them just because he could. It was a clear power trip. When a neighbor saw him, she thought it was his best friend Rowley because Greg was wearing Rowley's coat. Now, a normal kid would have come forward and told the truth. A normal kid would feel sick to their stomach knowing their best friend was in trouble for something that they did. But Greg is not a normal kid. He watched as Rowley got kicked off the patrol. He watched as Rowley was forced to apologize to the school. Greg even sat there and let Rowley's parents think their son was a bully. It's not that simple though. Greg actually felt like he was the one being wrong because he had to deal with the stress of keeping the secret. He did not show a single ounce of genuine guilt. He only felt regret when he finally got caught and lost his own privileges. Yeah, about that. He actually thought he was doing Rowley a favor by letting him learn a lesson about life. This is a classic trait of a sociopath. They do not see others as humans with feelings. They see them as objects to be used or shields to hide behind. Rowley has been his best friend for years, yet Greg treats him like a servant. He mocks Rowley's interests and tries to change his personality just so Greg looks better by comparison. In one book, he even tricked Rowley into scouting for dog waste during a lawn service job. Greg sat in the shade while his friend did the literal dirty work. And get this, when they finally made some money, Greg took the biggest cut even though he did 0% of the labor. The crazy part is that Greg feels entitled to this. He believes that because he is smarter or more destined for fame, Rowley should be happy to serve him. This lack of empathy is a massive red flag. We're talking about a boy who smiles when he sees others in pain. There's a specific moment where he puts a heavy weight under Rowley's pillow just to see what happens when Rowley hits it. He isn't looking for a laugh, he's looking for a reaction. This is the hallmark of a mind that does not understand or care about the suffering of others. Hands down, this is the most disturbing part of his personality. He doesn't just lack a moral compass, he actively breaks the one he has to see if it makes a cool sound when it snaps. Every sociopath needs a dream to keep them going, and Greg's dream is pure grandiosity. He truly believes that he is destined for fame and fortune, despite having no actual skills or work ethic. This is where the narcissism really starts to show. Most middle schoolers have big dreams, but Greg takes it to an extreme level. He views everyone else in his school and his neighborhood as non-player characters. To him, they are just background noise in the movie of his life. He even started his journal because he was convinced that reporters would be asking him questions about his childhood once he was a millionaire. He didn't want to waste time talking to them, so he figured the journal would do the work for him. Basically, he is already living in a future that does not exist. This sense of superiority allows him to justify his terrible behavior. If he is going to be the most famous person on Earth, then why should he care about the feelings of a few kids in his grade? He believes he is above the rules. When he runs for school treasurer, he doesn't try to win with good ideas. Instead, he creates fake posters to smear his opponents with lies. He doesn't care about the truth. He only cares about the win. This entitlement is seen in every single book. He expects his parents to buy him every new video game and gadget immediately. When they don't, he views it as a personal betrayal. He has no gratitude for the thousands of dollars they spend on him every year. He treats his home like a hotel and his parents like staff members. The dark truth of his entitlement will make you question everything. Greg Heffley does not just want things, he believes he is owed things. This leads to what psychologists call a parasitic lifestyle. He feeds off the resources of those around him without ever giving anything back. We see this most clearly with Riley's family. Greg loves going on vacation with them because they have more money and better stuff. He doesn't go because he likes their company. He goes because he wants the amenities. He treats their house like his own personal playground and shows zero respect for their rules. It is not just about money though. He drains the emotional energy of everyone he meets. He could turn on a fake charm whenever he needs something from an adult or a girl he likes. He knows exactly how to act like the perfect son or the charming student when there is a reward on the line. But the second the adult turns their back, the mask falls off. This superficial charm is a key tool in his box of manipulation. He uses it to avoid chores, to get out of trouble, and to get gifts. In one instance, he promised to learn a difficult instrument just to get a present, then quit the very next day. He had no intention of ever following through. He just wanted the toy. What most people don't realize is that this behavior is a constant loop. He never learns and he never grows. And he just finds new ways to exploit the people in his life. Even his own family members aren't safe. He treats his younger brother with a total disdain and tries to manipulate his older brother constantly. He is always looking for an angle. He is always looking for a way to come out on top without doing any of the work. Are we watching the origin story of a real-world monster? We have looked at the evidence and the files are hard to ignore. When you check the traits of antisocial personality disorder against Greg Heffley's life, it is a near-perfect match. He shows a total disregard for the rights of others. He lies constantly for personal gain. He is impulsive and fails to plan for the future. He is constantly irresponsible, and most importantly, he lacks remorse. He might be a cartoon character, but the mind on display is truly disturbing. It makes you wonder if we are missing a key detail in the way we raise our kids. The thing is, we have been laughing at Greg's life for years, but if we met him in the real world, we would be terrified of him. He is a boy who sees the world as a game where he is the only real player. We have to ask ourselves if this behavior is just a joke or if it is a warning. Is Greg Heffley just a messy kid, or are we looking at a case study of a person who will never understand what it means to be human? Do you think Greg is truly a sociopath or just a very misunderstood kid? Tell us your wild theories in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe for more case files.